any better. But
Oh, it's so wrong. I gotta go. I got something to do. Not as exciting as this. I'll tell you that right now, but.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Survivor Social, the Survivor podcast, where we discuss Survivor with a focus on the social elements of the game. My name is Kara, and today I'm here with my co-host Avery. Avery, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be back. Sorry that I missed you guys last week.
Yes, we're excited you are back. And today we have a special guest. We have Dr. and Professor Erin O'Mara Kunz, and she has a PhD in social psychology and is a professor who teaches a class on the social psychology of Survivor. So she's the perfect guest for us here on Survivor Social. Erin, how are you? Give us a little more about yourself.
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. I feel like a total imposter when I saw like the lineup of everybody who's been on this season. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm just really happy and honored to be here. So I have been a diehard Survivor fan from the beginning. I was in college when the first season aired, and all of my friends got together in our dorm and watched the finale together. And so, I like to say I was a Survivor fan before I was a social psychologist, but it just so happens the two go together really well. And so I've brought it into my research, and I now teach a class on it. And it's just like really fun to get to do what I love about something that I love in real life. So it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. That's definitely a class I would have signed up for in college.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, but before we dig into this episode, make sure to like and subscribe to Survivor Now on YouTube, Spotify, follow us on Instagram. We just hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, so that is so exciting. And as a reminder, we are live right now. So if you have any questions, comments, send them in. We will get to them throughout the episode, at the end of the episode. And yeah, so let's get into the episode. So it starts with everyone coming back from Tribal, where there was just a big blindside on Nate. They're at the final 10 now, and we see people doing damage control, basically, and trying to kind of figure out where they fit now, especially like Sophie, or Soph, who was left out of the vote there. And we see her like going around to people. We see her talking to Alex. What do you think of how Sophie went about, or Sophie B, how Sophie B went about this coming back from Tribal after being left out? What do you think, Erin?
You know, I think she did a good job of trying to kind of mitigate the damage. I do think that there has to be, you know, if you're in that environment and you're blindsiding people, you're not just blindsiding the person that's getting voted out, you're blindsiding the people that they're voting with. And so I think there has to be some grace for people who are staying in the game, but also having been blindsided themselves. And so, you know, everybody's playing for themselves to advance. And for her, keeping Nate in the game was better for her. And so I think she had to do she did a good job, I think, damage control wise. And Alex kind of talked with her about like, you know what, nobody's mad, everybody understands. And I think it was nice to see that like human moment, I think, between them. But yeah, the blind side extends beyond just the person getting blindsided in a lot of cases. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like, I mean, we've seen like massive blindsides in other seasons, and obviously like this wasn't as huge as some of the like big notes in Survivor history, but like it really truly does affect more than just that person, like you were saying. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that when they're pulling off the blind side as well, because they'll be like, oh well, I really like Sophie, so like I'm not gonna vote for her, but I'm gonna go with Nate. And it's like, okay, but you really like her, but you're also hurting her by doing this. And so I feel like it's like it brings in a whole other aspect to the game that I feel like people aren't really processing while they're out there, unless you're that person, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's a little different for Sophie B being left out of the vote versus Savannah and Rizzo being left out, because I feel like they intentionally didn't tell Sophie, where like they could have told her, you know, like she could have been included, but like that was more of a risk. And I feel like they understood like she can't really be in on this, or else she could tell them. So I feel like it was more of like we have to keep Savannah and Rizzo out of this unless we have to keep Sophie B out of this. That's how I kind of saw it.
Yeah. I mean, she's like optics wise is like firmly aligned with them. And I think everybody knows that. And so in order to make, like, even if they weren't worried about her, if she would, the less you tell people, the better a lot of times. And so sometimes people don't do that. And so I think she had to be left out, but at the same time, there does need to be some, like, okay, you can't get really mad at her for voting for whoever she did. I forget who she actually voted for, but for doing that because you intentionally left her out of the plan. She probably would have gone along with the plan if she knew about it, but because often we see that where people will go along with the plan even if it's not what they want to do because they just don't want to be on the wrong side. But they didn't tell her, so like there has to be like some balance of like understanding that she has to vote for somebody.
Yeah
And I think that too, like, that is a really good point because like, obviously it's not like she's really been, or I mean, she's had alliances, but like, it's not like she was fully them, and she has kind of been in a middle position a lot in the season, and I feel like her not being included could feel a different way to her than it does to them, because to her, like, she's been on the outs, she went through a lot this season, and I feel like that hurts more emotionally when people are not including you on things, especially afterwards. If you would have gone with it, being like, oh well, I would have voted for him, so why wouldn't they just include me in that? Like, interesting. So
yeah, it may have actually been good for her though to not be included, because then she wouldn't have had to make the decision to go on the right side of the vote and worry about alienating Rizzo and Savannah, or knowingly vote against everyone else. So like, in a way, it was kind of good for her that she didn't know, because then she didn't have to make that decision, which could have brought more heat on her after the fact. So even though I think it's probably a really crappy feeling. In a way, it might have been kind of good. A little protective, maybe.
Because she still has Savannah and Rizzo, like, they still have that trust in her, but, you know, like, and she didn't, you know, and she was left out, but like we said, like we know she was left out, you know, like, it wasn't like, you know, I think it does put her in a better spot, or a good spot. So then we see Jawan talking about how he was upset that MC played her idol when they were reassuring her that she didn't have to play it. The votes were going to go on Steven or whatever. Like, she was going to be fine. What did you guys think about this? What did you think about it?
About this? I think it's so shitty that they got mad at her for playing her idol. Like, I don't know. It's a game of deception. Like, if that's what made her feel good and made her feel safe, like, you have to get to the next day to get to the next day. And so, like, I don't know. I thought it was like, I can't believe she didn't believe us. Really? In Survivor, you can't believe somebody doesn't believe you? I don't know. I just feel like that was pretty lame to, like, I don't even know if are we allowed to curse on here? Sorry, I said shitty. But I just, like, I don't know. I just, it's like, it's not about you, Juwan. It's about MC, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm on the complete same page. Like, I'm going to be honest, if I was feeling any type of way, I'm pulling out that idol. I'm not walking out with an idol in my pocket. I don't care what anybody, my whole alliance could be like, you're literally perfectly fine. But if I felt the slightest bit, I'm not feeling good tonight. I'm feeling like it's going to be me. That idol is being played. And it really does matter what that person is feeling, because, like, I don't care what you're feeling. I care what I'm feeling. So
yeah,
I mean, yeah.
People look you in the face and lie. So it's not about it's the
whole point.
Like, and then if she plays it, it goes back out and it goes back into circulation. So, like, what is the problem here?
Exactly. And like Gemini says,
why are you so mad? Because
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna be like, why are you so mad when you could literally go out and look for the idol right now and find it?
Oh, exactly. And
I mean,
like Gemini,
it's now a new wild card, but whatever, you know. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh. And Gemini says, like, all MC had to say was that she was scared Savannah knew about the idol. And that's what I was thinking. Like, I thought it made sense for her to play it because people knew about it.
Yeah.
Basically, whoever, like, Savannah was there, so Savannah could tell anyone.
Yes.
And I feel like that's scarier than, you know, that's scarier knowing that people know about it, especially someone that you're not really closely
Yeah.
aligned with. So
Yeah.
I think it made sense for
Well,
her to
and
play it and just use it.
yeah, and obviously, like, we'll get deeper into like Rizzo's idol later in the episode, but it is interesting to see the different positions that people are in based on like where they are socially when people know that they have an idol. Like sometimes like you have to play it. Like you really truly have to play it, and other times like you're able to just like cruise along and be okay and hold it for a while. So it is an interesting parallel to see in this, I guess, part of the season with them both having it and people knowing.
Mm-hmm. It is, yeah, it is really interesting to see how people use the idols to their advantage, or I guess disadvantage, because this was a disadvantage for MC because it made people not trust her, which is such a funny way to look
Kind
at
of the worst.
it.
I mean, it was the worst. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry, MC. Like that was so lame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ugh, yeah.
And then we see Savannah going into self-preservation mode. We see her going after everyone, saying like, no hard feelings, like I get it, like let's move forward. How did you think Savannah did in her kind of like trying to integrate again with everyone? Either one of you.
I think, okay, obviously she's a threat, but I do think in sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes in the game, being vulnerable and opening up about things can be like just as strong as having an idol. And I think that is something that
Yep.
it depends on the person, it depends on their social status, but it can work. I mean, if you go and open up, some people may just sit there and look you in your face and not believe you, but others, it could work. So
Yeah, I think for her that was probably having like an authentic, vulnerable moment was something that was good for her, particularly because I mean, Juwan called her Savannah the Savage, like, and she is a force. And so
yeah.
I think having that moment of like humanness with people, you know, whether it was legitimate or not, like, I think that's the right move at that time. Like taking advantage of the human moments, not like in an exploitative way, but like using them when they become available to you is a really good thing. And I think for somebody who is both I mean, kind of feared, respected, but feared and seen as a threat, I think it's to Savannah's advantage to take those opportunities when they come along. I don't think it's going to hurt her to do that.
Being so powerful in the game, I do really truly think that those human moments, they kind of like, at least obviously I've never been on the island, I don't know what it feels like, but I feel like being out there when those moments happen, when people are being vulnerable, you kind of take a step back from the actual game and you're listening to the person. You're not looking at them being like, oh, like you're lying to my face right now telling me you're not going to vote me out. Like it's kind of a pause on everything. And it can truly change how you view somebody, especially somebody as powerful as Savannah is.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Definitely. And I had a point I was going to make, but now I'm forgetting it. Oh, so like with Savannah, I found this very interesting. Like with the edit of her so far, like in the last episode, I was like, oh, like she's kind of the villain. Like she's getting a villain edit. And then this one, like the tune completely changed with how we are seeing Savannah. And I just think that's so interesting, like how the editing works and like what the editors do to like tell a story. Because this episode, I'm like, oh, I feel bad for Savannah. Like she isn't like a villain, you know, like she's just doing what she has to do. She's playing the game, you know. What do you think about the edit kind of side of things, Erin or Avery?
No, go ahead, Avery. Go ahead.
Honestly, I am always one to love a villain, and I was enjoying it a little bit last week. But it is interesting how they switch things up because it makes it like more interesting to watch because you get to see all the different sides of that person. And like for me, like I've always loved a villain in Survivor, mostly because I feel like they're not like, okay, like yeah, like there's people that are like definitely for sure like true villains, but like they have feelings too. They're people too, and I've just always been one. I love it. I absolutely love it. I like it more than like a social player when you are like being absolutely ruthless. Like for me, like that is it's gold. And so it's enjoyable to like get to watch it and see like all the different sides.
Yeah, I mean, I love me a strong woman in this game. Like me seeing women like just absolutely kill it is it like few things make me happier in this game. I was kind of struggling with Savannah because I feel like, you know, I know about, you know, that my assumption is she does well in this game. She's at least on jury.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, my default is always like, oh, well, the, you know, good is going to rise, right? But I do think that, I mean, I do think that women have to play by different rules sometimes than men do in the game. I do think ruthless looks different for men and women. And so even knowing that though, I'm like, ooh, okay, let's see. Like she's like the stuff with the bag. I was like, let it go, girl. Like just let it go that your bag is being used. But the seeing last week, like the key struggle with her and MC, I was like, ooh. But yeah, I do think that for most people, they're dynamic. There's multiple sides of them. And so like, yeah, you might be a villain one day and vulnerable the next. Like you're a human and this is what humans do. They're not just like one thing. And so it's kind of nice to see that. And it's kind of nice to see the going back and forth in editing, because it's like less about for like an archetype of a person in the show and more about like, oh, people are complicated.
Yeah. And I do like that point that you brought up, that it is different between men and women, because like you could be like absolutely like batshit crazy, sorry for my French, as a guy, and people are like, oh my gosh, a villain, like we love it, and then a woman does it and they're like, oh, she's catty, I don't like her. And it's like crazy to like see that, especially like in editing, and like obviously like people are people, and like it's just gonna be like that. But it's definitely an interesting point to bring up, and I've never actually like thought about that before. So I'm glad that you brought it up, because it is interesting to notice that.
Yeah.
I probably bring it up too much, but I mean, I do think I think for anybody that watches the show with me regularly, but I do think it's something to keep in mind too, like when we're watching it, and I'm like, okay. And I mean, again, like I'm a social psychologist all the time. So like I'm bringing that into it too. Like, okay, is this because of this, or is it because like it's really something that's an issue? And so like these are like the internal struggles I have watching the show, which is for me it's a part of it, right? Like but yeah, I do think it's interesting. It seems like a big pivot in editing for sure, that I'm not sure we've seen in other folks this season, or maybe in a while.
It's really interesting. And Gemini says that they kind of wish Savannah would have owned it more. Like, this is what they think of me, and they're right. You know, that would have been an interesting way for her to spin it. I think. I
mean, she's a force, and and in the best way possible. And you know, I think I often wonder, like, how much do people not like a player's play, like gameplay, because they're rooting for someone else versus, and like the play is so hard that it's hurting who they want to advance. But you know, in terms of getting to the end, she's doing a good job.
Definitely. Okay. Something I want to touch on. I don't know if you noticed, but in the opening credits for the episode, Sophie B's name was Soph in the credits. And I want to know what your take on the Sophie, the name situations. I want to hear what both of your thoughts are on it. And as you start talking about it, I'm going to refresh my camera because my screen froze. So take it away.
Okay. Here's my thing, is that when Sophie, I guess from the Yellow Tribe, was when they were talking to Jeff trying to figure it out, and they were like, oh, we'll just do Sophie yellow, Sophie blue. And then she was like, no, let's just do Sophie and Soph. You can be Soph. And then Soph was like, I was like, okay. Oh, she really made that decision for you. Okay. Me personally, I would not have been happy. I would have been like, let's just like maybe try to find a compromise. I just thought it was funny. She was just straight up like, you can be Soph. I'm gonna stick with my name. I was like, okay, right.
Yeah, I wondered the whole time. I was like, did this go on for longer and they just edited
I
it
know.
so that it was quick for us? Like, I hope so, but
Yeah.
it didn't seem like it did. I don't. It felt like that should have been a discussion where you at least like look at the person and say, hey, what do you want to do? Like, how do you spell your name? Maybe we could figure out something like that, like Sophie I don't know, like,
or even just like, how about we call you Soph? Would that be okay with you? Not just,
do you have nicknames? Do you have any other nicknames besides that? Like, I don't, do you? Like, something that was like, I don't know, two names, the same name, two people.
Yeah.
Let's come together and do this. I felt like it was very, and I felt bad for Sophie B, because the way the game started, she was like just like perpetually on the bottom, and like Sophie S hadn't even been to tribal council yet, and so like I just felt like it was like pile on Sophie B. And
this
like,
poor girl.
I'm like,
she can't catch a break.
You've just eaten coconuts. Like, you haven't even eaten anything other than coconuts. You wore someone else's shoes for days, and now like somebody's telling you what you're being called. Like, I don't know. I just felt like it just felt like an extra power pushed down on her, and I felt really bad.
Absolutely.
And my guess is that that's probably just more of Sophie S's personality, that they're just like, hey, let's do this. Okay, great, done. And not like it wasn't like an intentional power move, but in that the dynamics of it, I felt for Sophie B. I still call you Sophie.
Yeah.
I was literally sitting there and I was like, oh, okay, right.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what? What? Because her face was like,
Yeah. She's posted on social media that she didn't really want to be called Soph, but there's already another iconic Sophie who's won the game, so she was fine just kind of starting her own legacy with Soph.
Yeah. I mean, in a game where you can't really do you never know what people are gonna hang on to. It's almost like it's better to let people see Sophie S kind of make the wrong move there than for Sophie B to take it, than to like respond in a way that would make things negative for her. So it was like strategically, I get swallowing it, but I just like, I felt for her. I was like, that is really shitty.
But hey, I mean, look at the positions they're in now. So we'll get into that, but
yeah. So the next big thing happens where we see Alex starts talking about the idol that was rehidden, and he's like, I want to get a team together. They're going out. Alex, Steven, and Christina are out idol hunting. And the main reason for them to idol hunt is to block Savannah, Rizzo, or Sophie B from finding the idol. And then we see that Christina finds the idol. It's just an idol, no beware advantage. And I was so happy to see it was just an idol.
A normal idol.
Yep, me too.
Finally.
Yep. Let's make this easy. No paint hidden, no nothing, just yeah.
That was.
I'm just like, I don't understand the group hunts though.
I hate them.
It's like,
them.
No, I get it that like, I mean, this might be a hot take, but like, I get it that Christina says it's ours, we're gonna use it. But if it's in Christina's pocket, it's Christina's.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, what? I would not be like, oh, thank God we have an idol. Like, no, it can only be used once on one person. Yeah, it's like, we do not have an idol. She does, and I hope she might use it for me if I need it. But
Yeah,
I would rather go hunting alone, not find it, but if I did happen to
absolutely.
find it, know that I had it.
Yeah.
I
And
would
Alex has
rather,
already
honestly,
found one.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I
he
would
knows what to look
rather,
for.
like, I would rather people, and this also might be a hot take, but I would rather, like, the entire tribe know that I am out looking in the woods for an idol than, like, go with the entire tribe to find an idol. Like, I'm
Yep.
so sorry.
Mhm.
I would much rather go by myself. You can look at me like I'm crazy, but guess what? I'm on Survivor, so I'm gonna be in the woods looking for an idol. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, give me dirty looks, be mad at me. But if you can't find it tomorrow, you know why. Like, but I don't know why they just do it as a group. Like, I just don't
I get it.
understand.
Like,
I hate it.
yeah. I mean, logistically, sure, three people are more likely to find it than one, but it's not like I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're hidden
And
that
whenever, like, so many
hard.
times on the show, we see a whole group go and they're like, if one of us finds the idol, we're gonna tell everybody and they're all gonna know, like, we're all gonna know who has it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just pocket it and no one can find it. And they're like, what's going on? Where's the idol? We can't
Mm-hmm.
find it. Oh, I give up. Like, I feel like most of the time you're just gonna hide it from everyone else anyways, so you might as well just go by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in my class, we're watching the David versus Goliath season, and after Dan found idol after idol and told people, I made them promise. I said, promise me if you're ever on Survivor, you will not tell anybody if you find an idol. And they were like, I promise.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I don't know. Like, there's some circumstances where, sure, it's good, it
Hmm.
builds trust, you can leverage it. But to be like collectively idol hunting, it's not like there's three idols.
Yeah. Unless I'm
Yeah.
truly worried about my position in the game, I'm not telling everybody. No, I'm not telling anybody, even my biggest alliance, unless I am truly
Mm-hmm.
super worried that I am going to be screwed if I don't like let somebody know and bring someone in on it. I would never.
Mm-hmm. Like, think
Yeah.
of how Sophie, like if Sophie felt, if Soph felt threatened at last night's tribal council, she could have taken Rizzo's idol
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
she didn't tell anybody that she has that advantage. And that is like the smartest move right now. She is the smartest player, I think, for that.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? I do think that, like, sure, Alex and Steven don't have the idol and Christina has it, but I think it's good for them just to know where it is. Sometimes knowing where the
Mm-hmm.
advantages are is better than having them yourself, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's
No, for
positive for
them, it's
them.
so smart. Like, for
Hmm.
them, like, I want to know where all the idols are. But as
Mhm.
the idol holder,
Mm-mm.
no.
Yeah.
No. I feel like having it and knowing people have it would just make you way more paranoid than having it and no one knowing, because
Yeah.
now who knows what Steven and Alex are going to do? They could tell anyone.
Right.
And
And
we
it
hear
adds
Alex
like
say
another
that.
layer. Yeah, I mean, it adds another layer of like everybody knows Rizzo has an idol. It's the worst kept secret, but now he has to decide. It's like another level of strategy that has to be thought through in a good way, in a lot of
Yeah.
ways, right? He knows that he's protected. If he uses it, it's fine. He's okay, but then he doesn't have it. But it's like another layer of things that, like, how do we establish trust? Is this going to break trust?
Mhm.
Do I use this now? Like, it seems like it's complicating an already complicated situation.
And I think
Yeah.
too, like we've seen in tribals in the past, people obviously play their idols on others. Like it gets to a point too when everybody knows that you have your idol, like it has to be so stressful, especially if like maybe you're at a point in tribal where you think it's either you or it's your biggest ally. And if one of you goes, like both screwed, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you do with the idol? Like it's stressful, especially when people know that you have it
Mhm.
and they could split the
Mm-hmm.
votes. Like there's so many different things to think about. Like obviously if I was on I would want an idol, but I just know that it would stress me out so bad. It would stress me out so bad just to hold it.
Same. I'd rather know where it is than have it, I think.
Yeah.
For sure.
I would want it, but I just would not if anybody knew about it. Like, I
Yeah.
would want
Yeah.
it to be and not tell a single, even my closest person, and I would understand if they didn't tell me if they
Yeah.
had one.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can think maybe for Rizzo having like a public idol is that he has a little more wiggle room with how he can use it versus
Mm-hmm.
someone who does have a secret idol, like a hidden
Yeah.
idol. Um, there's less you can do with that, but with Rizzo, he has room to move with it and like bargain with it or even make a play with it with other people and come up with a plan. So I feel like, that's good for
Yeah.
him
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
a different way.
And I
Um,
feel like Alex is gonna tell Sophie that Christina has it, which is even better for Sophie because then she knows where they
mhm.
both are once again, and he doesn't
Mhm.
even know
Yep.
about her advantage. So I'm excited for that. I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be so fun to see when she uses the advantage.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
then we see Sage talking to Sophie B and talking about how she wants to work with her and how Savannah was kind of bullying Sage, and she gives like the examples of the chickens and how Savannah was naming them. I'm curious, Erin, what are your thoughts on the Savannah and Sage dynamic?
So it was interesting to watch, I think, the Uli dynamic in general and like how
Mhm.
things kind of unfolded and how folks kind of aligned in that original tribe. I was actually really surprised that Shannon fit in with Savannah, Rizzo, and Nate. Like that to me was more surprising, I guess, than Sage not.
Mhm.
But it seems like Sage, I feel like Sage has a really good like bullshit detector.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I think she, there is some degree of like just bullshitting each other in this game. And so I think and she's done it. Like we watched her do it, like, and then like make faces behind Shannon's back in the last few weeks.
Mhm.
But I think she kind of can tell that there's a little bit of like bullshit coming from Savannah, and
Yeah.
that's kind of where that is. I think maybe they just like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like they would be friends in real life. That they have different, and maybe they are now. I have no idea. But they seem different in terms of like their humor styles. Let's say,
Mhm.
Mhm.
like Savannah thought it was funny to name the chickens General Sow and whatever, but and Sage didn't. But I wonder if like that would have bothered Sage as much if they had gotten along from the jump.
Mhm.
Like those early days, I think really soured her, understandably, to a lot of the people on Uli because she really was sort of iced out by them
Mhm.
and kind of ostracized a bit, her and Joanne. Um, so I wonder, like, if that had been different, would the response be different, or was that a function of her kind of like sort of sussing out people and like seeing the like sort of fake sides of some people in Uli? Then I don't know. But like it's clear that they're not besties.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not. And this was interesting because I do feel like this little part kind of contradicted the beginning part with Savannah, where she's going around trying to become friends with everyone again, and then we see this scene, and then we go into another scene of Savannah where she talks about feeling left out, and she goes into backstory about a traumatic experience she had at work when she's talking to Steven. Um, so kind of tying back to what we were saying before, like very interesting how the story
Hmm.
keeps kind of shifting of how Savannah is. I guess it's kind of like how you treat people and how they take it, and
Yeah.
I wonder if this will play into like the future. Like if she's in Final Tribal, will people think about this and not want to vote for her because of
Mhm.
how people felt
Yeah.
she was treating them, or if it won't matter,
Yeah.
because I
And
that's
it does
important.
make me feel like she's going far just because like we are seeing every
Mhm.
single side of her
Yep.
with the edit, and I feel like that's kind of another part of like how you can tell if somebody's going to get far in the game.
Mhm.
Just being able to see like every single side of that person. And like
Yeah.
obviously as the audience we're seeing very different than what they're seeing on the island, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do a fantasy draft with friends of mine, and so I have taken on the role of like doing the scoring for this season. And so I've been scoring like how many confessionals people have had. And I mean, Savannah is the like almost the narrator for this season. Savannah, Sophie, and Alex had like an incredible number of confessionals the first handful of episodes where we were really seeing the whole show unfold through their eyes. And I think the biggest surprise to me is that Sophie S is still there and doing as well, because I think she was among the least confessional. There were some episodes where we did not hear a thing. Oh, thank you, Val. Love you. Where we didn't hear a thing from Sophie S. And so, but yeah, it's interesting how to me, it's interesting that like, it's clear that Savannah has had experiences like the one Sage had experienced with Savannah, right? Like being left out, sort of being ostracized, in those early days. And it's always interesting to me that when people have the experience of that they still are able to do it to others. Yeah, I don't know. I study people. People are complicated. I still don't know.
Do you think Savannah knows that what she's doing is hurting like Sage and Jawan? Or do you think she's maybe not aware of that?
My guess is that like the goal was to create a strong four of people, and it wasn't to hurt feelings. It was, we need four to have a majority here to stay in this game. So who's the four that I trust the most? Okay, let's go. So I don't think it was like an intentional slight on, maybe it was on Juwan. They don't seem to vibe at all because the bag and the bugs and whatever. But I'd like to think that it was probably more of like an unintentional slight to Sage, not a malicious thing. Because again, like there's 18 people out there, you want you to win. It's hard to think about the effects of each decision you make and how it's going to affect other people. I don't think it didn't come across, at least as a viewer, I think that it was being malicious. And I think maybe that's the difference between like what Sage experienced there. Although I'm not gonna like characterize what her like I don't want to like say, oh well, it wasn't malicious, so you feel how you feel. But yeah, it seems like the story she was talking about was like definitely malicious at work. And I don't know, anyone who experiences that kind of thing, it's really crappy. And so so, but I think it was another human moment in a game with people who have also shared human moments. And so I think it was, again, like the right, maybe not I don't know if it was the right time to do it, but it certainly doesn't hurt that she's showing human side to things.
Yeah, for sure. So then we get to the immunity challenge. And this was interesting. So the 10 of them get randomly divided into 2 different teams of 5, and the winning group wins immunity, they win reward, and whoever the last person left is gets an advantage. The losing 5, no one's safe, and they go to tribal. And the reward was a do-it-yourself day of deli sandwiches, which seems like a nice reward, and chocolate chip cookies.
It depends on the deli meat. If you've got bad deli, I said to my like friends in my chat, I was like, that better be boar's head, or else I would be so pissed.
Honestly, who knows what it's like in Fiji?
Right? I know. I'm like, can you even get boar's head there?
I will say though, like with the rewards, it is so interesting the food that they give the players, because when they're giving them like super salty stuff, I'm like, that's just gonna dehydrate them. Like I'm just thinking on the side of like what this is gonna do to them. When they're giving them like all this like sugar, like obviously you're craving sugar, obviously you need sugar, but like for me, like I would be good with like a sandwich or just like chicken. Or like pasta would be fine. Pasta. My carbs. Or even just like I would not be mad at like chicken and vegetables. Because like
I mean a peanut butter and jelly sandwich I would love. Like give me some good peanut butter, and peanut butter. That would be great too. Yeah.
Me,
I mean, and
I will say like
bring back the Applebee's.
If they were, like, if they were like, yeah, you guys, like, the reward today is a bunch of brownies, I'd be like, okay, like, I'll eat it because I'm hungry, but, like, that's not really what I want right now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I did think it was interesting that
Selling
Sophie S was
sandwiches.
like pissed about the original, like that one episode she
fruit.
was pissed about the like
Mhm.
ugh. I'm like, oh my
I
God.
would be
Like,
so happy.
yeah. I mean, it's
I would
Yeah, I
love
feel like that's
fruit.
refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Some
like,
apple, a banana. Oh my God, I would love a banana.
oh my gosh, literally, like,
Yeah.
who could complain about fruit? I don't understand. I was shocked. My face when I saw that, I was
Yeah.
like, I would be happy to see that fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I feel
I'd
like
be
that's
jumping up
maybe
and
one of the
down.
better ones compared to some of the other weird stuff that they give them for rewards sometimes. Like
Mhm.
I would
Like
take that
chips
over
and
the
beer.
chickens.
Yeah, I would
Like,
never want a margarita. I don't want to fall victim to the margarita curse.
No.
Mm-mm.
no.
Nope.
And also,
And like,
just like,
why would you
No.
want alcohol when you're out there?
I
Like,
know.
that's
We're
the last thing
watching.
I would
I mean,
want.
in David versus Goliath, Carl gets drunk like multiple times, drinking beer, and my whole class is like, "Oh, how would you want to get drunk out there?" And I'm like, I don't know. It probably
No.
takes 3 sips because they're starving, but you
Yeah.
know,
they could
yeah.
say, would
Rizzo
you
was like all
rather
about the pork
have,
though.
like, yeah,
Yep.
I mean, real, but
Rizzo wanted pork.
poor
Mhm.
Rizzo.
So,
But I will say, like, if they told me, like, you have an option of chips and beer or fruit and, like, you don't get a drink, I would be like, fruit. Like, I
yeah.
know there's
Yeah.
people that
And you
would
just
pick
get
the
water
chips
from the
and a
well.
beer, but I don't want
No,
that.
I wouldn't.
If it
I
was
would just
chips
want
and
cold
soda,
water.
I would take it. Not beer.
Oh
Or
yeah,
soda.
I will
I would
say,
take a
like,
Coke.
if you brought a Diet Pepsi out there, I would be like, I'm fighting somebody for that. Like,
No,
I will
literally.
literally, like, physically fight somebody for a Diet Pepsi out in BT.
That's all I
No,
would
I
need
will
to like
say-
make it the 2060s.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
will say though, when Teeny was drinking their red wine out there, I was like, that looks like a good time. So,
It's kind of a vibe.
yeah, yep. I would have a red wine day. Why not? I would regret it,
Why not?
but you know what? You
Yeah.
only play Survivor once, maybe.
Yeah. I feel like that has to be like a core memory too. Just like drinking some
Yes.
wine on Survivor, like at a
Yeah.
reward. It has to be nice.
Yeah.
So what did you guys think about
Ooh.
what did you think about
There we are.
the
Okay.
tribe split?
Wait, I'm not back. One second.
I hear you. No, you're there.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh. Well,
Okay, I can't hear you, Kara.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Mm-mm.
Oh no. Okay. Can you hear me now?
I heard Avery when they pop back on.
Okay. Let me. Can you hear me now? Or no?
Nope.
Okay.
Chat heard.
The chat can hear.
Chat can hear
Okay.
Kara and Erin. Okay.
If
Do you want me to leave and come back? Okay.
yes.
All right, let me do that. I'll be right back. Be right back.
Okay. While we wait for them to come back. Oh, here's Avery. Okay.
Am I back?
Avery, you're back. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I can only see you.
Yes. Erin went to refresh.
Oh,
So she'll be
okay.
back in a minute.
Got it.
But while we wait for her to come back, what were your thoughts on this split immunity challenge and tribal?
Honestly, I will say I quite enjoyed it.
Okay, I'm back.
Personally, welcome back. I'm back too. Yay.
Yay. Okay, I can hear everyone
back.
now. Yay.
But tribe split wise, I will say I enjoyed it. I do like when they kind of like put a little something into the game to kind of mess everybody up. Because I feel like it's not a challenge and you're just like it's the same people every day. Like let's spice things up a little bit. So I did like it. And I always love when they have to draw rocks. And when we actually see it,
Yeah.
not just like the end of it. But no, I liked it. I always like when it like just like seeing the looks on their faces when you're like, yeah, you're either safe or you're just like you're either safe and you get food or you're just like screwed, sorry. Like it's one or the other. So like try your best. Like it would honestly for me like depending on the challenge that they did today, I feel like I would like ace that personally because I think like all the survivor challenges I've done in the past with balance I'm pretty good at. But like if it was a puzzle or like agility, like I would be crashing out. So like I know some people were. I'm sure some people were freaking out about that. But I just love to see the looks on everybody's faces when Jeff just decides to spice things up a little bit.
Yeah. What did you think of the split teams, Erin, and this twist?
You know, I am not a fan of it. They're merged, they're one.
hmm
Let everyone play and let like I don't see what the gain was last night about having it be because it's not like two people were voted out. Like I could see when they
Yeah.
need to like reduce numbers. Like I get it. It's 26
Mhm.
days. I would love to see them go back to 20 people in 26 days, which means they would have to do that a little bit more. So like
hmm
totally get it if it's like a number logistics kind of thing, but it just seemed kind of pointless. Like
Yeah.
you know, I do like when the teams are random and
hmm
I hate schoolyard picks, even though I know that sometimes that can balance things out. I hate
I
them.
don't like them.
I just
Mhm.
think it's like I don't want to go back to middle school. You know, like let's spare us all that.
Yep.
But it just seems like it was pointless.
hmm
Like let's let some people
Yeah.
eat.
I
Let's
do get that
elevate one
too.
person. Like
Yeah.
because it wasn't like everybody Savannah struggled and won and like that like for a good reason, right? Because but it all came down to her winning and then like it makes Sophie look like you lost it for everyone and it's like but everybody
hmm
else was also on this bench already and so I just
Yeah.
don't see the gain in it
Yeah.
and
I do get that too. And
um
I I do feel like I almost wish that like obviously they were gonna do it like once the directors or whatever make the decision they're gonna do it. But I do kind of wish they did it like a little bit later when there was like less people. I feel like it makes it a little more enjoyable when they put a twist in when there's less people because it feels even more like there's even more pressure on you because like when there's
mhm,
10 people up there and there's like three people that are already sitting on the bench, you're like, okay, like I'm cool, I'm cool. But when there's like six people up there and there's no one on the bench, I feel like it's a little bit more I don't know,
mhm,
more of a challenge. I feel like it would have been
Mhm.
more fun to watch if it was a little bit later, but that's just like my personal opinion. But I do understand where you're coming from of like they made the merge, like why are we
yeah
like I do get
Yeah.
that. I like obviously seeing like when things are spiced up because I think it's funny like people's reactions. It's enjoyable
yeah
TV and I get that that's
right
why they do it. But if you're
yeah
gonna do it, I feel like if you're gonna do it either way, do it when there's less people. Like make it more of a
yeah
challenge. I don't know.
or like or have it so that half of them get the reward
Uh-huh.
but everybody goes to tribal council and only Savannah's safe because then you'd still be splitting
Yeah.
people and
Yeah.
giving some folks time to like talk and
hmm
strategize and others time to talk and strategize but not having that and then have them meet at tribal council like I think that would have
Yeah.
had the same like dramatic effect but
I agree.
it
Mhm.
just it just seems like yeah I just don't know I feel like it's what I just didn't get it but
Yeah. I
I
mean
could
it's
see
definitely for like the television. It really is just
yeah
for like the viewers.
yeah
And like I get it, like some things that they do are for the viewers, like whether we hate it or not.
hmm
Because it is enjoyable to watch whether I hate it or not. But
Right. Yeah,
but
you
yeah,
don't want the
no.
same like rinse and repeat sort of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like we need a
Yeah.
little more different next time. Maybe less people, maybe do it a different way. Like, and I mean, 50 obviously is gonna pull out all the stops. So I'm interested.
Mhm.
I'm a little nervous, I will say. Like I know we're like talking about today's episode, but I will just like bring up the fact I am a little nervous for 50 and the twists that they're gonna bring in and how they're gonna execute them because I don't want to see like the same stuff that like we've been seeing like in 50.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I don't know
I
what to expect.
I feel like this was definitely them testing out some things for 50. I personally was not a fan of them doing the split tribes for this because I think it stifles the gameplay of the players because I think like they split up now someone who's in your alliance could go and then that kind of
Mhm.
messes you up kind of long term because you were just on the wrong rock
Yeah.
draw, you know?
Hmm.
So personally, I'm not a fan of it. Like, is it good TV? I guess, but I would rather them just like play as individuals
Yeah.
and maybe whoever wins gets to pick people to come on the reward with them, like that type of
Sure. Oh,
scenario
Yeah, I
yeah.
instead.
do like when they do
Mhm.
that too. See, I miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They haven't really done that. I mean, I
Mhm.
I think I feel like I know they've done it since then, but I just like
Yeah.
remember the dramatic Liz and Q and
Mhm.
that
Oh, yes.
scenario. And so like, but that was great television. So like,
Yeah.
why are
Yeah.
I
we
feel like
doing that?
it is even better when they have to like pick people to come on the reward with
Oh
them
yeah.
because it's like if you are playing both sides and you just won, what the heck are you going to do? If you are in the middle and you're on both
Mhm.
Yeah.
sides and you have to pick
Yeah.
people, oh my gosh, you see people coming up with the craziest excuses. They're like, "Oh, like like she was really sad today because like we don't even have toilet paper out here on the island. So I guess I'm gonna pick her. She can come to the sanctuary."
Yeah.
And it's like, right, yeah, that's why. I don't know. It's just like random
Yeah.
stuff,
It
but
makes them show their cards a little bit
mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah,
when they
like
have to
imagine like
decide.
who would have if Savannah could have picked 3 people to go on the reward with her. Like
Yeah,
Rizzo would have
Mhm.
been picked. I think that
obviously.
would have been an easy pick because everybody knows that they're aligned. The other
Yeah.
2 would have been interesting because if you pick Soph,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Sophie B, still in my heart.
Yeah.
If you pick Soph, then you're isolating your whole group from the rest. If you
Yeah.
don't, and you're Soph, you feel like, oh, okay, I guess I'm
Not included.
expendable.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
Mhm.
who are the other 2?
Yeah.
Maybe she
Like
would have
that to
picked
me,
Sophie B instead of Rizzo.
maybe, yep, and
Maybe.
left Rizzo behind.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think it just would like that to me would have been more interesting than a
I
random
agree.
rock draw that picks
Yeah.
groups
Mm-hmm.
that then has to go to tribal council and limits the
Yeah.
numbers.
And
Because
it's also,
do I?
sorry, I was just gonna say,
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead.
it makes it a little bit tougher socially, again, with like what I was saying about the lying, because like
Hmm.
it when you are like you just want to challenge, like you're on a high, and then Jeff is like, okay, let's see, 2 people, pick 2 people,
Hmm.
and you're like, fuck, now I have to come up, sorry for my French, sorry for my French, but
It's
you're like,
okay. Makes me feel
now I
better.
have to like figure out how I'm going to do this, and how am
Hmm.
I going to explain myself, especially like the sanctuary ones when people think that they're getting letters from loved ones, like how am I going to
Hmm.
Mhm.
explain to the people crying in front of my face why I'm not picking them, and it makes it
Yeah.
a lot harder.
Yeah. I want to see
Yeah.
that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
to me, that is so much more interesting. And
Yeah.
that's, yeah, I don't know why. Like, that was a perfect opportunity to do that. And like
It
it
was.
unfolded in a way that would have been so interesting
Yep.
because of
Mhm.
the low numbers that Savannah has right now on her
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what they even could have done? They could have even had Sophie S and Savannah. The last 2 people, they each get to pick
Mm-hmm.
someone. And
Yep.
Yeah.
then maybe something like that, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that
Yeah.
even would have been
See,
interesting.
Jeff, if you're watching, take
Right.
notes.
I
Take
know. Let
notes.
us
Take notes.
go back
Musician
to some of
51.
the good old things are good, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's yeah, I
Not
mean
everything
those
needs
were
to
like
change.
the no. And yeah, I love a good it shows just enough cards. Um yeah, that was a missed opportunity last night.
Mm.
Yeah. It would have been a good time to have thrown that in.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we see MC, Rizzo, Jawan, Sage, and Sophie lose the challenge. They're going to tribal council. And we see Steven, Christina, Sophie, B, Alex, and Savannah are going on reward. So we see the blue team the ones who lost, they're going back to the old Uli camp, and immediately we see Sophie sit down um with Sage and Jawan, and she's saying, "Tell Rizzo it's me. Tell them that I'm the vote, and we'll all put our votes on Rizzo. He'll think he's safe, and he'll send him home without him using the idol." What did you think of this plan?
Let me just say, I think that this little this little alliance that they like did against Rizzo, I was really enjoying it because I feel like like it wasn't super consistent as it got like more and more like into them sitting there waiting for tribal. It kept like switching around and things were getting complicated. Like they weren't consistent with each other. I feel like they didn't have really like great bonds with each other to like have this like master plan or whatever. I just feel like it fell really fast under pressure. I feel like it fell apart pretty quickly. And I mean like obviously like the little tribe split kind of messed everyone up, but it's just it was interesting to see like them try to make this little alliance against Rizzo and like how everything played out. It was an interesting watch, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think it was too random after they voted together last round, so
Yeah.
I feel like they had the basis. I feel like it maybe could have potentially worked. I don't know. What do you think, Erin?
I guess going into it, I don't know how, as Rizzo, you are with people who voted against your group last time, and it is not like an automatic, I'm using my idol tonight because I know it's
Yeah.
coming for me.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, I think to anybody who is saying to themselves, wait, why is Rizzo on 50? Like last night, I think demonstrates that a bit. Like that was I was watching, I've watched it twice, and I'm still like, how did we get here? Right? Like
Mhm.
this is flush it. Like this is a no-brainer. Either you flush it
Yeah.
and and I mean Sophie was trying to like control what like the damage would be if he did.
Hmm.
But I mean I don't know. I guess like I just
I
was
feel
so
like
impressed by,
yeah.
and I don't know if it was Rizzo
Yeah.
I don't know if Rizzo constructed the shift as much as like everybody else got in their own way. Like
Well,
Sophie telling MC about Juwan,
mhm.
Yeah.
MC telling Juwan was brilliant.
Yeah.
Um, Great move. I don't know how that came back to, and this is when I'm like, show me all the footage. I want to see everything, right?
Yeah.
But like, how did it come back to her? Like, then I'm like, okay, well, how
Yeah.
was Sophie not the vote,
So
right? Sophie's
for
won
It's
and was a runner
crazy
up.
that it backfired.
yeah.
Yeah.
MC, we're gonna go for MC. Oh, because MC didn't trust us. Oh my God,
For
get over
me,
it.
like honestly, my thought in this is really just like the chaos can be a shield for you if you just let it all play out. And I think
Yeah,
Rizzo
Hmm.
was just calm, cool, and collected, was like, I'll do what you
yeah.
guys want, whatever. And he just let everything crumble from beneath everyone else because they were freaking out. Like, tribal was insane. Everything was
Mm-hmm.
going like back and forth between who they were gonna vote for because of what. Like MC telling her the whole, oh, let's just do Sophie because she's a challenge beast. And they were like, oh, like it's not the time because like everyone wants her out. So that would have been easy. Let's do something a little bit tougher. But like I I really found it interesting because I feel like Rizzo really just survived because everybody else crushed under pressure.
Right. Like
And like
sometimes the
good for
easy vote
you.
isn't
Yeah.
wrong. Like
Yeah.
sometimes it's not wrong to make the easy vote. Like somebody's beating you twice. Okay, bye. Like
Right.
that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
his reasoning, I think, for keeping Sophie S made sense, where it's like she's going to be a bigger target, or she at
Yeah.
least might be a target before it comes to us. So I
Yeah.
feel like that reasoning made sense for him. I don't know if it made sense for everyone else. So I mean, they didn't do it
I
anyway,
mean,
but
I
like
get
I feel
it.
like
No.
it,
I get it
his
to a
reasoning
point
made sense to go
though.
for Sophie, or
I
not
feel
to go for
like
Sophie.
like if you have a challenge threat, like obviously you have to get them out at some point, especially if they're like winning back to back. For me, if I had seen these first two challenges that she did, which were both balance based, that's not going to be every single challenge. She can be good at that, but there's other things that she probably isn't as great at than the balance.
Yep.
And in my mind, I understand Rizzo's point, because for me, if I can get somebody else out, if I can make this group even smaller, and knowing there's still somebody that everyone wants out, why not?
Yeah.
You might as well get somebody else out, because Sophie's gonna end up going at some point. So but you just can't drag it on for too long is the tough part. So like I'm interested to see if people are gonna just take her out immediately, or like if they're gonna try to drag it on and it's gonna last a little too long, because they feel like sometimes that happens and they kind of screw themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, Sophie, like having like her saying and potentially winning a bunch of immunities isn't the worst for everyone else, because that leaves everyone else open to be voted out,
Yeah.
So, like it stops other people from winning immunity basically. And she isn't going to win every single one of them. So they will have an opportunity. But in the meantime, if there's other
Yeah, other
targets that they don't
people.
want to have immunity,
Yeah.
they don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we see Savannah. She goes to the tree mill or wherever she went, and she finds out that her reward is that she has immunity. She gets to go to the other beach, be around for the little scramble before, be at tribal, and she could either vote with them or save her vote, and she'll have an extra vote for the next time that she wants to use it. What did you guys think of this advantage? And one thing that I found, well, I have a few thoughts about it. One, I thought it was kind of interesting that we didn't really see Savannah do any strategizing on the beach there. I thought she was going to come in. I thought she was going to make up a whole like lie with Rizzo basically and be like, I have the immunity necklace. I'm safe, but I'm able to give it to someone else. I don't know if you can even do that, but I thought that would have been a fun thing to see happen. I don't know. What do you guys think of this? Of her getting to do this?
I thought it was interesting. I don't know. Like I'm kind of like a little mixed on it. Obviously, she didn't use her vote, so like good for her. Now she has an extra vote to use whenever. It was an interesting way to give that extra vote though, because I feel like I would be so annoyed if I'm sitting on a beach about to go to tribal, somebody walks up the beach with their dang immunity necklace on when we thought everybody was in danger, and it's like, so yeah, I actually get to come to tribal with you guys and vote. I would be like, are we joking? Like, this has to be a prank. I would be like, Jeff, like, I literally would look straight into a camera and I'd be like, Jeff, you have to be messing with me right now. You have to be messing with me right now. Just because I don't know. It was an interesting way to do, like, it was good, but also like, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm like very mixed on it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that Savannah got something, because she did the extra work to win that challenge. So I'm glad that in addition, like, because otherwise she would have just gotten what everybody else did. Like she got immunity, but she didn't really get immunity. Like she won it for everyone. So I'm glad that she got like a little something extra, because I feel like, I feel like seeing her roll up to the beach was probably like the worst nightmare for many of those people. Like, what? What is happening? Particularly Juwan. I feel like poor Juwan. Because who knows like what stuff. I think she did. I would have probably I think she did the right thing by like not doing things, right? Like let them think, watch the chaos. Like you're there, you are like on a fact-finding mission. Get the information. You're getting extra info right now. Take it all, remember it. Use your vote if you need, but yeah, like
I mean,
this is just like extra for you.
There was no need for her to even use her vote though, because like even if she found out that like they were gonna vote Rizzo out, he has an idol. So there was
Mhm.
no need for her to use it. It was just a way for
Yeah.
her to get something extra. And, like, I'm glad that she did, like, sit back and not really do anything, because I do feel like if somebody were to, like, jump in and start strategizing, I'd be like, dude, like, you just ate food. Like, don't talk to
Yeah.
me. Like,
Yep.
let us do this, But
Mhm.
yeah,
And I think she's probably like such a I don't want to say menace, but I'm sure that like her presence is not unnoticed by
yeah,
people in general. And so
Mhm.
like her just being there was probably such a mind fuck for people that they're
Yeah,
like,
it
she's
probably
like,
made
I
it
don't
even
even
more
have I
stressful.
don't even have to do anything. I'm just gonna sit here with my necklace,
Mhm.
talk to my friend Rizzo, and so I
yeah,
think because like she could say, oh, I have a vote, I can do whatever I can vote tonight or not. Like she could have said anything.
yeah.
Mhm.
But I
She
think just
could've.
even being there was like, oh God, this is such a high pressure situation. What are you doing here?
Yeah, and especially it being the person who everyone just blindsided coming on the beach, like, that had
Yes.
to be so stressful for everyone else.
Like
Um,
imagine if Steven went, like they probably would have been like, hey, like
yeah,
there
it
probably
wouldn't have
would
been
have
the
been just
same.
right, like it would have been totally different. And like pulling aside, strategizing, but it was just like, you know,
Yeah.
not the warmest of welcomes, which I get. But also, yeah, that had to have been fun though, like a
What
little,
good for her though. Like, you know
yeah.
Yeah.
what? She was like, hey guys, like, okay, keep
She
up.
stood on that thing for a while, like you earned
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah. So let's get into tribal council a little bit. Um, I feel like overall this season the tribal councils haven't been like too interesting
Yeah.
for me, I guess. This
Agreed.
one was a little interesting because it was a bit of a live tribal. Um, Prior to it, we see like Sophie say like it's between me or MC. They're kind of giving their pitches, and then MC gets up right before Jeff is about to say, "Let's get to vote," and she starts whispering to Joanne. And we don't get to hear what the whisper was.
Mhm.
They're all whispering. We don't get to hear any of it. What do you feel like? How do you feel about a live tribal like this where we don't know what's going on? And
I
actually, what did you think was going to happen going into this tribal?
I don't know, but I still found myself like when Sophie's like, it's between me and MC, and I'm like, how? Still how?
yeah.
Right?
I
Like you have
Mhm.
four of you. Like
yeah.
to me, it was just still like a wild.
Yeah.
But I love live tribals. I love when people like no shade to Jeff, but like I love when they're like whatever and they just talk to each other and they're
Yeah.
using that time because like apparently they really are a long time. Like they're there with Jeff for a while. Like story
Yeah.
time with Jeff has gone on long enough probably. So like this is your this is make or break right now. And I love seeing people take every moment they have to try to stay alive, like
Yeah.
and use it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like there's no rule that says you have to like yeah, Jeff is the host and he's running the show, but like it's your game, right? Like
Yeah.
you make the rules of your environment and game in your community, and like your community has live tribals go. Like I don't know, I
Mhm.
like seeing it. I think it's a good it was certainly something that made the tribal much more interesting,
Yeah.
especially because Sophie was on not included in any of it, which was also like jarring seeing the outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love a live tribal. Absolutely. I love it even more when they're just talking out loud straight up with each other, but I get why they whisper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand, like, I
Yeah.
know. But I can't lie and say that I don't love when they're just straight up like, yeah, so we're voting her out, right? Just like straight
Mm-hmm.
up. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I also was kind of like, how did we get here? It's not like Rizzo was just like walking in there idol in hand and was like, yeah, like I'm playing this right now. Like, I don't like, how did we it just I don't understand. And I want to know what they were whispering to each other, because
Me
how was
too.
Sophie not included in any of that, and then MC gets voted out? Like, I was
Right?
just sitting there like,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like,
None of
wait, am I going insane? Like, did I watch that incorrectly or like?
Oh, have any
It
of them like tweeted
really,
about it or like anything? Like, what are they saying? Because I want to know so badly
yes.
how they got there.
MC, well, I don't know if how they got there, but I know MC talked about what she was whispering to Juwan and how that all
Mhm.
went
Mhm.
down in her exit press. So
Okay.
that is out there.
Okay.
Um, I was gonna say something else about it, but I can't remember now. So yeah, so live tribal, MC whispering. I saw something on Twitter that I thought was funny where someone said this would have been way more exciting if we didn't know who was on 50. And
Yeah.
I feel like I agree. I feel like that would have put a little more mystery into maybe Rizzo
Yeah.
potentially going. Um, but I feel like it was unfortunate. I feel like MC didn't necessarily do anything wrong. I feel like it was just unlucky. I feel like it was the
Yeah.
people's perception of what she was doing was for some reason a negative, but nothing was wrong that she did. I feel like she was doing
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I still don't understand why MC was the other option. Um,
Yeah.
I have no idea.
because was it still because she used her idol last time? Like, get over it, Joanne, you know? Like I like Joanne
Yeah.
a lot, but like
Not for
again, it's not about
Yeah.
you.
And Sophie was
And
throwing his name out. Like that
and
should have raised some red
MC
flags.
right, and MC told him. MC was honest with him. So
Yeah.
like I feel like to for if I'm Juwan, I'm like, no, I'm keeping you because you you told me the truth when you didn't have to. Like you protected
Mhm.
me. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just like I don't get it. And I feel terrible for MC
Yeah.
because I feel like if there was a 10 people tribal council, MC would not have gone home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about the split tribals in merge because in a
Yeah.
regular merge this wouldn't have or regular round this wouldn't have happened. There's
Yeah,
just
I
no
don't think
way.
so. No, I don't know who would
But
have
it
gone
saves
home, but
Sophie.
yeah. Yeah.
It saves Sophie S, I
Hmm.
guess. Um, but unfortunately, MC does get voted out. Savannah doesn't vote, so she banked a vote. Rizzo still has his idol going into the next round. And Sophie S. Liz, when we all saw everyone at the reward, saying how they thought it was going to be her. So I feel like, oh, and
Yeah.
on top of that, Sage and Juwan were never at risk. Their names did not come up
Get,
one time. Well, besides, I guess Juwan's name did come up. Sage
yeah.
was never at risk,
Mm-mm.
which good for her, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Like what an arc to go from like
yeah.
I mean, those first few episodes I felt like Sage was if they were going to tribal council,
She
out.
would have,
Yeah.
yeah.
And now in like not necessarily a power position, but in like a safe position where
Hmm.
no one's really looking at her. And that's pretty uh like it doesn't really happen that much. Like it happens a lot like again because I'm watching David versus Goliath. I feel like it happened for Nick, right? Like he was almost the first
Hmm.
out and then rebounded really well, but like Sage has had
Yeah.
like quite a great rebound.
Yeah. It's really impressive.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
Any,
enjoying it, and I love the facial expressions.
Me too. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
she's
She
great.
is. Mwah. Love you, Sage.
Any final thoughts on the episode before we get into social hour?
Um, yeah,
Jeff,
I don't know.
take
I'm
notes.
interested. Yeah, I mean, we've given you
Yeah.
we have for free. We're giving you some good stuff
Yeah.
here, Jeff.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens knowing who's on 50. Like
Hmm.
Yeah.
it's like okay, well, clearly something and last night I think we got a glimpse of the shifting of power that's going to go from these three being in the minority numbers wise to now not being picked off one by one by one. I don't know. I think it'll
Yeah.
be interesting to see how it unfolds because it could be easy, but it doesn't look like it's going to be that way because of what we saw last night is a perfect example of this being a lot more, I don't know, dynamic than I guess, which is good. It's good. It's exciting, but it's also like, what?
I think we have some good episodes ahead of us, but make sure everyone you send in your questions now. We're going to have a quick commercial break and then we'll get right into it.
Welcome to Bracketology, fantasy sports for reality TV. Bracketology provides fantasy football and bracket-style games for Survivor and 33 other reality TV and award shows. We offer free-to-play, season-long fantasy games for Survivor across 4 different game types, ranging from a March Madness-style bracket to weekly elimination confidence pools, and finally to a fantasy football-style game where you draft a team of contestants each week. Depending on what they do and say during the episode, based on a predetermined list of rules, is how they earn or lose points. You can create and join a public league, like the Survivor Now League, or you can create private leagues with your friends. Make sure to check back in after the episode to see how your teams did. In addition, Bracketology also offers daily fantasy pools. Utilizing 2 in-app currencies, coins and bucks, users can enter pools with either currency, answering a slew of multiple choice questions about what they think will happen during the episode, or about other related Survivor or other pop culture news and contests. The top 25% of point scorers in each currency will receive a split of the prize pot. Play with coins for fun to climb the social leaderboard, or play with bucks for your chance to earn real cash prizes. Download the Bracketology app for free today. Good luck.
Okay, it is time for social hour and we have some questions. So let's get right into them. First, we have one from Tori, and she says, who made the bigger error? Sophie for telling MC her plan or MC for telling Jawan? What do you
I
think,
liked
Erin?
that MC told Jawan.
Yeah.
I like that she did too, but I feel like that was I don't feel like that helped. I thought it would help MC,
Yeah.
but I feel like because MC went home, so I feel like that has to be the mistake. But I don't know. It might end up hurting Sophie next because Sophie's still there and Juwan's still there. So we don't know how it's gonna unfold.
Yeah, and MC's not still there to be like, well, Jawan went and told Sophie again.
Yeah, I would say it was probably Sophie's mistake. I think she didn't have to tell anyone. I think she could have just done it when she was there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's something she could have just thrown and then maybe blamed it on someone else. Like she didn't have to own up to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question from Ollie. Thoughts on the casual fans going from hating to loving Savannah so easily? See, I feel like it's the edit, you know?
Yeah, I agree. It's the edit. But you know what? Like, I enjoy somebody that just goes out there and is ruthless. Like, I really do. And obviously, like, there's like, and you see it in a lot of reality TV, there's always like the one like super sweet person that everybody loves, and like, you know, everyone's gonna love them and whatever. But I don't know, I kind of enjoy when people go for like the people you wouldn't expect, I guess, if that makes sense. I do genuinely think it is the edit, though. I agree with you on that, Kara.
Yeah, I mean, I like that Savannah keeps it real. I think it's hard to be, I don't know, I am not that super sweet person all the time. Like, so I think she's being very human. It makes it hard to always root for her in the first handful of episodes maybe, but yeah, I mean, you can change your mind whenever you want about people.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, not to like look too far into 50, but I do feel like they're really building her story so we understand why she was one of the people that was picked for it. So yeah. Okay, our next question I feel like is one for Erin. So it's from Stephen A. Stewart too. What future research on Survivor would you like to see done?
Hi, Stephen. A fellow professor. Yeah, so I can only say what I mean, there's a lot of really cool stuff that people do, like just casually, like research. There's people who have like amazing statistic skills that like analyze like the amount of screen time people get and how far they go, and like the number of confessionals and how far they go. And so I feel like there's like so much cool stuff out there. Um, to me, it would be, I'm really interested in like all of like the things that operate and impact how people like and dislike each other in life, and
Mm-hmm.
how that impacts things on the island. And so like trying to really understand um, that. And also I'm in the process of trying to look at how the diversity initiative has changed some of the outcomes I looked at in the paper that I published with looking at gender and racial bias in Survivor. So once I have some time, I will look at that and see. And I definitely think it's had an impact. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see at what points it's had a positive impact for people who were, mostly earlier in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Women and people of color aren't, they're they're out earlier than they should be based on their proportion. So I'm interested in seeing, I think that's going to change the most with the diversity initiative. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That-
hopefully.
Yeah.
I oh, sorry.
No. Go ahead.
We're normally so good at this. We're getting a little rusty.
It's me. I'm awkward. I'm making you awkward. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say I do love like when people like dive into the statistics of things. I literally wish that I had this on me because that was like the perfect freaking question for me to like finally pull it out on the podcast. I have a binder this thick every single season, the statistics of who lost and then like who got sent out like kind of like right before merge and then right after merge and then like who won and like all the statistics as to why, how they did in challenges, how they did socially.
Ooh,
It's
that sounds better than my spreadsheet.
I'm not fully done, but it is, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of work, but like I enjoy doing it just for me solely because like I like statistics. Like if I were to play,
Yeah.
like I'm studying that binder before I go. Like what do you mean? Like
Absolutely.
Yeah.
it's helpful. So I want to see I want to see more. Like I see people on TikTok talking about Survivor all the time. Like no, I want you to dive deeper than just how like I don't want to just see your reaction to tribal. Like I want to see you like diving deeper like into the show.
Yeah. I think there's like so many, I don't know. I think that's why like I geek out about it because I I don't know. I think it's really interesting. Like we don't stop being people in the show
Yeah.
when we get there, and well, when they get there. And so like it's life. It's just like a different, the same, you're the same person. It's hard to, I think, totally change who you are, especially if you're like hungry, tired, depleted. Your ability to like regulate and control who you are
Yeah.
is really difficult. And so yeah, I think it's and also I actually think that the biggest impact will be on from the diversity initiative will be on winning, because women were less likely to win. But I think we've seen like such a like surge of women of color winning, and I think that is an awesome outcome from it. And so I think that's going to actually be the biggest change. I think women are still perpetual first boots. We could talk about that on another podcast.
Yeah,
but,
I feel like we need like I feel like we need like an extra episode like solely talking about all of this stuff because like for me like it was like really big. I don't remember. Oh my gosh, like who I can't remember which player it was that was posting about it that like really got me to dive deeper into it, but it was like the Asian representation in Survivor because I'm Vietnamese, so like for me like it's like very interesting to see like the diversity of things. Obviously not fully Vietnamese, but it is interesting to see like how they're shifting things. And it was interesting for me like when they first started to shift, I feel like I wasn't seeing that much of it. And I'm still kind of hoping for more. But it is an interesting topic that like I feel like I really think that we need to just like all have like a topic and just like study the heck out of it and then like discuss it, just like a few
Yeah.
hour episode, like just like an extra little, I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's I could go on for hours.
Well, this kind of what you were talking about before, Erin, kind of ties into our next question from Valley Bun, which is, do you see evolution in gender dynamics over time with Survivor?
Yes and no. I mean, I think so like I said, like I do think that having more women of color on the show, more diversity, uh, is benefiting women because of, like, I do think there's been many more women winners
Yeah.
since starting with season 41. Not real, like, yeah, it's like yes and no. It's so hard because I still think that, um, you know, women and men still have different, like, hidden rules to play by
Yeah.
in the show.
Mhm.
Um, you know, I'm trying to think of an example from this season, but I think maybe even Savannah's villain edit, would that be, women who are cutthroat like men, that's noteworthy, that stands out.
Yeah.
They're criticized for it, but men are being men.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
so there's different standards and different stereotypes that guide people's perceptions of behavior. And I think it's really hard to, like, undo that. And I
Yeah.
don't think we've seen that. I do think we've seen, like, more sort of general, like, respect for people in the show. Like, I showed my class, like, the final tribal council of season 19 with Russell and Natalie and Nick, and as an example of, like, looking at different gameplays. And I do think that we see more respect given towards different kinds of gameplay, particularly
Yeah.
more social gameplays that that tend to be very well done by women. But I still think that women have, like, a tougher hill to
Yeah.
climb than men in this game.
And even too,
Yeah.
like although like things are in the world, like obviously like it's 2025, like everything is changing in the world, but the age range on Survivor, it still exists. Like yes, there's more younger people I feel like now, but having that age range as well, it does kind of make a difference, like how people grew up, how
Mhm.
like it's every
Mm-hmm.
single individual person and how they feel and their beliefs. So it's kind of hard to change that just by like trying to make the show like a bit more
Mm-hmm.
diverse. It's hard because
Yeah.
it's like Jeff is not the one that's telling them what to do, right?
Right.
You're telling yourself like I know what I believe,
Mhm.
this is what I'm going to do because of that, and it's different for
Mm-hmm.
every single player. So it is a tough like question to answer, just because like yes, the world is changing, but also not every single person is the same, and not every single person is going to see like a female as a villain as like, oh, she's a baddie, like, oh, good for her. Some people see that in like
Yeah, like, oh, she's
a
being such a
different,
bitch. Like,
yeah, exactly.
okay,
So
I'm
like
over it.
it's
Like, yeah.
yeah, there's different people, everybody believes like different things, everybody sees things different
Mm-hmm.
ways, like everyone has their own opinions and views, so it's really
Yeah.
tough to shift that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into our social butterfly. Okay, so lastly, we're going to do our Social Butterfly Award. And this is who we think did the best socially in this episode. And I feel like this is kind of an interesting episode because we didn't really get to see everyone
Yeah,
socially, I feel like. So, does anyone have someone off the bat that they think
I
deserves
literally
this award?
IDK, like, sorry, I have no idea.
I feel like I maybe could think of, like, a couple of people. Like, I think Rizzo has to be on the podium
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
he managed to be the
get off
target
that.
and then, like, not even be close to the target. And so that
Yeah,
to me,
Yeah.
like I don't know if he believed Juwan, like, mending things, but he sure acted like it, and that
Yeah.
seemed to work. Jawan too, like getting kind of being in the middle of things, like MC coming to him. I don't know. I feel like they might be on there. Yeah, it's a tough episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see an argument for Sage again. Last week we said Sage.
Mm-hmm.
This week, I mean, I feel like we didn't see like too much of her, but like her name wasn't thrown out. You know, she was pretty much just safe and people were coming to her and
Yeah.
you know, she was talking to people. But immediately after watching the episode, my thought was also Rizzo because he really, I think
it's
he
just that he like
recovered
there
really
was
well.
it was so much chaos and he just like used the room to his advantage like so well. Like he was just so calm and collected that it really went from it was him and then like they were probably whispering and like his name wasn't even a thought. They forgot that he was even sitting there at tribal right next to them. Like they didn't even think about it. And I mean, Loki, I don't know how you did that, Rizzo, but good for you. Like good for you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and that was maybe Juwan didn't distrust or wasn't annoyed at MC, but that was enough to make MC feel like, oh well, I need to win Juwan back. Like
there's a few people. I mean, but there can only be one, so we have to pick one.
I'm gonna vote Rizzo just because we all said it like immediately.
Rizzo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rizzo too.
Yeah, me too.
I would not give him the puzzle
Rizzo,
award, but social butterfly, yes.
Yes, he is a social butterfly this week. Gemini agrees. Rizzo. We love to see it.
Congrats, Rizzo.
Yay. Still with Idol. That's the most impressive thing. That never should have happened, I feel like, at this point.
No. And I also feel like what a great attitude too, to be like, you know what, whether I come in 10th or 4th, I lose.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a really that's a good point.
Like,
you can go home with it, but or you could use it wrong. But if you lose, you lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's a good mindset to have, I think.
Yeah. And I think it kind of like it exemplifies like him just sitting back, right? He could kind of like throw a grenade and then just sat back and like
let it happen.
Let them all them all handle it. Like so
it's very fun to watch. But this brings us to the end of the episode. So thank you everyone for tuning in and chatting with us in the live chat about it. Thank you, Erin, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you. Where can the people watching find you?
I have Twitter. I don't really use it that much anymore. I use Blue Sky a little bit, Erin O'Mara Kunz. And yeah, that's probably the best. And occasionally playing, shout out to my LRG folks, the occasionally playing games because can't get cast in the real thing. So
so fun. We love LRGs. Avery, where can people find you?
Well, what I mostly use is Instagram, so you can find me, and it's just Avery M. Simon, same as it's right. Let me figure out where right there. For you guys if you need it, and then obviously our Survivor Now podcast Instagram. Go follow us, and you can see reels of us all the time. So
yes. So as always, we have Stock Watch on Friday at 1 p.m. And this week they have Leslie Neese from Survivor China as their guest. And we have got something for you, and which will be on Sunday at 5 p.m. this week. So remember to like, subscribe, follow us, and we will see you next week. And remember to stay social.